Welcome back to Trailer Trash Flips. It's Wednesday afternoon. I only have 2 sales today, but at least they're good sales. I've got a total of $119.90 going out. And the truth is, I've kind of been cooped up in the house for the most part for the last couple days. I haven't had any of my regular work to do, but that's all changing starting tomorrow. I've got a lot scheduled for the end of the week. But this gave me a lot of time to do listings and drafts, so I'm not complaining about that. But I am kind of ready to get out. Man, it has been storming its butt off here today. Like schools were closed, some businesses closed, and it was some heavy rain and a little wind, but it really wasn't that bad. But they do tend to blow the weather out of proportion. I'm not dismissing that things like tornadoes and all can be dangerous, but they're closing schools for things nowadays that they would have never even considered closing back in the day. And businesses are closing. I mean, it's crazy how they do it. But the point is, it looked scary on the radar, but it really turned out to not be that bad. But being kind of gloomy outside, and I've been just hanging around the house doing listings and drafts, and I really need to get out. So I will go pull the 2 orders and show you what's sold. First item is on the LS2 shelf, and it's the second time that I sold this Demir or Demeyer pan, and it's sold for $99.95 plus shipping. Back in my eBay room, in the F bin, I sold this Motorola Bluetooth in-car speaker for $19.95 plus shipping. So like I mentioned, the pan that came from an estate sale, I sold it once. The buyer canceled the order. That's why it's already wrapped up, which you probably, if you've seen the other video, you already know that. But that's sold again. And the in-car speakerphone came from an estate sale for like $5. I just got back from the post office and I picked up the return that I had been waiting on. It's some Auric vacuum cleaner bags, but man, look at this. What a piss poor packing job here. I mean, you know, it doesn't even get much more bootleg than this. Anyway, I put a label over the customer's info so that wouldn't be shown. And I went back and I looked at my, well, not my listing, that's actually my listing, but I went back and looked at the reason for the return, and the customer stated that I sent the wrong item. Well, I don't think that I did. It's possible, it's definitely possible, but I don't think that I did. So I'm going to open these up, and I don't even think it's 2 bags in here together, and I am not sure if one of them is even going to be sellable. I don't know if they opened them or not to try them out, but I mean, the tape is all stuck to the bag. So let me see if I'm going to be able to salvage these at all. Alright, so the bag, I don't know if it was already ripped, but it's definitely ripped now. At least one of them is. The second one is going to be okay. Oh, man, that just pisses me off, you know? It really does. Anyway, the customer said that I sent the wrong vacuum bags, which, looking at the listing for them, hypoallergenic filter bags, type CC. Let's see. Let's check some listing specifics. CCPK8DW. 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 So, no, I did not send the wrong bags. Another lying buyer. Boy, I'm shocked. What do all of you do in this situation? Because they're requesting the full amount back. The price of the bags and the shipping. The bags were only $8.95. Shipping was $11.40, and so the order total was $21.77 with tax. Could I have just said keep the bags and cut my losses? I could have, but if I'm not mistaken, now that I accept returns, can't I deduct for the shipping? Because obviously I made no mistake and the customer is lying again. They're requesting all their money back, including the shipping, saying reason for return, wrong item sent. And their comments are vacuum cleaner bags are not the correct size. Well, they're the size that was indicated in the listing. So the mistake is not on my end. It's Friday afternoon. It is almost 3 p.m. I literally just got in from work. It was kind of a rough day. I'm tired. My back is hurting. And man, I don't really feel like fooling with eBay, but I've got some orders that I really, well, I guess I could wait until tomorrow, but I want to go ahead and get those out. I called eBay about the return of the vacuum bags. And apparently when I sold these vacuum bags, that was before I had turned on returns, and that's the reason why I couldn't do a partial refund. Unfortunately, I did not get a US rep. The rep was okay, but there was a little bit of a language barrier going on, I believe. I explained to her that I couldn't do a partial refund on them, but I only wanted to refund the purchase price and not the shipping. And she went on with some stuff, and she said, just go ahead and refund the amount of the item, but don't refund the shipping. And I said, well, that's why I'm calling you, because I don't have that option. So anyway, she put me on hold for a little while. She came back and told me, this is what we need to do. Now, I just want to say I've had a similar situation of this before, and eBay they handled it. It was also a USA rep, so that could have been the difference. But anyway, she told me to first message the buyer and tell them that I was only going to refund the amount of the purchase and not the shipping. Then she told me to report the buyer as an abusive buyer and wait 24 to 72 hours, and I would get a link in my email and follow that link, and I don't know, whatever is going to happen with that. But that's the instructions that I was told to do. I don't know if that's standard procedure. I don't have any idea. I didn't have to do this the last time I had a similar issue. So I did send the buyer a message yesterday telling them that. I don't have any response from them. I hadn't gotten negative or neutral feedback from them or anything yet. I did report the buyer as abusive, and that's the first time I ever had to do that. And it was right there, you know, in the drop down list. That was one of the options that they claimed it was an INAD when it wasn't. So I guess at this point, I'm just waiting on this email that I'm supposed to get. And she said 72 hours. So I guess if I haven't gotten it by Monday, I'll give them another call. So anyway, that's where I'm at with the vacuum bag situation. It was funny though. I was explaining the whole situation with their bootleg packing there and taping directly to the clear bag here that, you know, ended up ripping whenever I had to open it. But it's almost like that rep was prompting me to, not prompting, that's maybe not the right word, but suggesting that since the item did not come back in the right condition, or at least the condition that I sent it out in, that, you know, maybe to try to do a partial refund. And I don't know, I probably should, but I don't think there's anything wrong with the actual vacuum bags that's in the vacuum bag. So I'll just have to sell that as an open box. But I just told her I just did not want to refund the shipping on this. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. I've got 5 orders going out today for a total of $91.75. So I'm going to go pull those. In 015, I've got some mesh fly boots for horses. And these sold for $10.95 plus shipping. In F4, I've got some dog boots. And these sold for $12.95 plus shipping. In H18, I've got a military medal. And this sold for $59.95 plus shipping. I'm back in my eBay room. And as far as I can remember, I don't think I've ever pulled anything out of these bins or any, you know, solds on video, because, well, there's actually some unlisted stuff in these bins. Most of them are empty. I do have a little bit of listed stuff in here, but it's stuff that's been in here for a very long time. So in the S14 bin, these bins don't slide off the top of each other as easy as my bigger ones. In the S14 bin, I've got 2 of these Fresh and Clean drain sticks. That's one order. And I've got 2 more for another order. And each of these sold for $3.95 plus shipping. Here's everything going out today. First, I've got 2 orders for these drain sticks.
These were a very, very horrible attempt at some retail arbitrage. These actually came from Dollar Tree. And man, it's probably coming up on not 2 years, because I haven't really been selling quite 2 years yet, but close to it. And at the time, I would go to Dollar Tree and I would comp things, certain things, not stereotypical Dollar Tree things, but, you know, these don't have, you know, Greenbrier International written all over them. So I have been able to find a few things that were not your typical Dollar Tree fare, and I was able to sell that stuff. And I've also seen some other sellers, they have stores full of Dollar Tree items. So anyway, I saw these, I comped them, and there were some decent-ish sales for them. So I picked up these and the other ones that are still in the bin. But they've been sitting forever. I bought these when most stuff at Dollar Tree was still $1. So I've got $2 into each of these, and they only sold for $3.95. So I'm not quite doubling my money. I'm liable to make more on the shipping than the actual product. But anyway, those came from Dollar Tree. The dog boots came from the bin store. I think they were $2. I'm not even going to bother looking them up. The mesh fly boots for horses, those were $1. They came from the bin store. And finally, the metal. This is the metal that I picked up at an estate sale recently. It was really hard to comp. I found one sold comp on eBay, but it was a little bit different. It wasn't the same as this. So after some Google searching, I found some that were really expensive, but I don't think this was the same one. So I took all that information, I listed it at $59.95, figuring that I would probably have to lower the price on it at some point, but it sold very quick. And I think I only had $2 into that. Today is Tuesday. I've got 11 orders going out for $164.16. If that was just a 1 or maybe 2 day total, it wouldn't be too bad, but that's actually orders from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and so forth today. It's about midday right now. The reason I try to mention what day it is just for some context, since on a typical week, I'm usually videoing about 3 times and pulling my orders every other day. There are some exceptions when I will pull orders every day if someone requests something to be shipped as soon as possible, or if I just have a lot of orders. But that's why I do that. On an ideal week, it would probably be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but unfortunately, life doesn't really work out that way. I was just trying to remember if I went to garage sale Saturday. I didn't. I went to one estate sale Saturday, and I also went to a church sale. And then Sunday, I went to, I think, four or five estate sales. I've mentioned before that I do have footage from estate sales that I want to do dedicated estate sale videos with. And those are items that I've never showed just on, you know, these videos. But time is the limiting factor for me getting those videos edited, because I'm editing these regular videos. I've been really busy with work last week. I've got some family that's down. So, you know, I've only got so much time that I can put to do videos, not to mention with eBay stuff and trying to keep things listed and in my draft bank. So I do have those videos coming. It's just going to be a matter of when I can get those things edited. So the vacuum cleaner bags that I got back as a return, where the customer claimed I sent the wrong item and clearly I didn't, and I called eBay about, well, eBay just refunded the customer in full. So I called eBay back and asked them what's going on, and the rep told me, I got another non-USA rep, but she told me that since I didn't refund the buyer within like 2 days or whatever it was, which the last rep told me not to do that, eBay went ahead and just made the buyer whole, but that the whole situation was being escalated to, I don't know, the team that looks at this kind of thing or something. So there's no determination being made yet. So it's not that big of a deal. I really just hate when customers lie. That's the thing that pisses me off. If they had wanted to return these just because they bought the wrong thing and they admitted to buying the wrong thing, okay, I'll take them back. Not that big a deal. So I don't know what will happen with those, but in the end, it's, you know, it's not going to ruin my eBay business if I don't get the shipping back for those. So I'll go pull my orders and show you what's sold. In 05, I've got a book, or maybe I don't have a book. Oh, I know what happened. I was in the process of listing some books and I haven't put them in the bin yet. So I sold this 5th edition Nursing Informatics for $26.95 plus shipping. In H7, I've got a Syzyx, what is this? Extended platform. And this sold for $8.96 plus shipping. In 09, I've got an ankle brace. And this sold for $8.05 plus shipping. I've got a couple items in M1. All right, first I've got this Flonase Max. And this sold for $10.75 plus shipping. I've also got 2 packs of these Power Kids orthotic supports. These are going to the same buyer, and they sold for $23.32 plus shipping. In H18, I've got a Mizuno girls glove, and it sold for $15.25 plus shipping. And I've also got this set of hot rollers, and these sold for $29.66 plus shipping. In 011, I've got this pack of, what is this? Outdoor non-toxic disposable fly traps. It's a set of 4, and it sold for $7.15 plus shipping. In E4, I've got a water filter. This GE MS-WF water filter, and it sold for $8.96 plus shipping. In H12, I've got some ginger hair serum, and this sold for $15.25 plus shipping. The last item is in 01, and it is some mesh fly boots, and these sold for $9.86 plus shipping. While I was shipping, I got one more order. It's in F6, and it's divided cup shot glasses, and these sold for $5.36 plus shipping. Another issue I had was this FWN Aid Max, whatever kind of cream this is. And this isn't the first time I've had trouble with these type of things, so I kind of just assume the risk that this is going to happen. But the seal is pulled up. Now, I know you're thinking, well, why didn't you check it before you bought it? And I did. I always check these type of items before I buy them, and then I check them again before I ship them. But every now and then I'll check it before I'm going to ship it, and the seal will come up. I messaged the buyer, let them know what was going on. I'm sure they're probably not going to want it, but believe it or not, I've had this happen on other creams and medicines and stuff, and they still wanted it. I probably wouldn't buy it, but sometimes they do.
So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.